you for joining us.
A civil lawsuit is now filed against a former Texas Tech defensive lineman coach and in a bar in downtown Lubbock.
A pair of brothers claimed the man intentionally assaulted them while the bar staff and owners did nothing to stop him.
KCBD News Channel 11's Aubrey Harris joins us in the studio to break down the allegations. Aubrey.
Karen and Abner, this is a copy of the civil lawsuit filed against Zarnell Fitch, a former defensive coach for the Texas Tech football team, and Logies on Overton. It was filed by Armani and Ari Williams in Lubbock County Court at Law number 3 this week. The case was then transferred to the 72nd District Court. The Williams brothers claim Fitch hid inside the bar and ambushed them while the bar staff did nothing to prevent or stop him. According to court documents, the attack happened early in the morning on January 29th. Armani claims Fitch jumped out from behind a pole and started hitting him in such a way that he couldn't defend himself. That's when the attacks reportedly turned on his brother, Ari. The civil lawsuit claims Logie's staff knew Fitch was under the influence of steroids, drugs, and alcohol, and, quote, intended to start a fight that night. However, they did nothing to stop Fitch from assaulting the Williams brothers or remove him from the bar. After the fight, though, it's reported both Armani and Ari were escorted out of the bar while they claim Fitch was hidden in the Logie's back office. Each of the brothers are seeking anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million in punitive damages, as well as any fees that come along with the trial. We have reached out to Logies and Fitch for a comment on these allegations. Neither have responded at this time. However, we should note there's not any criminal charges filed against Fitch. Karen and Abner.